Do you have your money in order? Do you know how much money you actually have? Do you know how much money is actually going out? Do you have an idea of your financial picture? On today's video, I'm going to give some tips and suggestions on how to have an effective money management system, aka budget. Most people don't like that word, so let's talk about just managing our money. I'm Dion, aka D of Delightful Wealth Creation, and welcome back to my channel. So the first thing you need to do is set clear goals. What is it that you want to achieve with your money? Money is important. We need it. In Ecclesiastes, it says money solves all problems. And it's not so much that it solves every single problem, but you need it. You need it to survive. You need it to eat. You need to have shelter. You need to have food, water, light, all of the essentials that we need for living a comfortable life. And so you need to set clear goals of what you want to do with your money. And in order to do that, you need to assess your financial picture. The best way to assess your financial picture is to know how much is coming in, how much is going out. In the description box below, I have a free ebook for you to download, which has templates. It's the ebook to give you some instructions on how to take a look at what your financial picture is and how to improve it. So it'll show you where you put your income, you put your expenses. You're going to categorize your expenses. Is it a fixed expense, a variable expense? And is it needed? Is it wasteful? So it's categories and how you can organize. So you'll see how much money you have left over for the month, or how much you don't have left over for the month, and how you can cut back. I also include scripts in there for you to call your internet provider, your cell phone provider, credit card companies on how to renegotiate a better rate. And if they don't give you a better rate, you just move on to a better company and show you how to save some money there. So make sure you click that description box below and get that free download today. The next step is to prioritize your savings. Now that you see that you have some money left over because you've cut back on your subscriptions and different things that you don't really need, now you see you have some additional money. You need to start saving, which is to pay yourself first. And the best thing to do is to automate the savings. And we always say, I hear a lot of financial advisors say to pay yourself first. But to be honest, when you get your pay, who really gets paid first? The government takes a piece of that check for themselves first. So you're really paying yourself second. But anyway, pay yourself first. So when you get that money, you can automate the savings. And please, please, please do not save your money in a traditional savings account. You won't make anything on it. The interest rate is so low. If you have $1,000, you're lucky if you see 1 cent interest earned. Set up a high yield savings account. There are many out there and you can automate it. They're usually online banks. Have it automatically taken from your checking account. Set it up for your payday so that money gets taken out and put aside, and see what you can save. I don't care if you start with $10, $20, save something. Save something every single payday. And when you use these high yield savings account, a lot of them are about nowadays are about 3.7, 3.8%. You'll be able to let your money grow. The next step of the effective money management system is to reduce your debt. Everybody talks about reducing debt, and they usually just talk about 2 methods. But today I'm going to talk about 3 strategies that you can use to reduce your debt. Let's start with the ones that you most likely are familiar with, which is the snowball method. I like to use that. I've used all 3 methods interchangeably, but the snowball method, the reason why I like it, you pay the smallest bill, the smallest debt first, you pay that off first, and then move on up to the next highest debt until they're all paid off. I like it because it helps to keep you motivated. You need those small wins just to inspire you so you don't get discouraged. You can see that, yeah, I was able to pay off this $1,000 bill or this $700 bill in no time. Now I can move on to this next one that's over $2,000, and I know I could pay that off as well. So that's a great method. The other strategy is avalanche. That avalanche is where you're paying off the highest interest rate first. So your debt that has the highest interest rate, and nowadays credit cards, some of them are 33.5% interest rate. So you may want to pay that off first. It may not necessarily have the highest balance, but most of your money is not that you're paying is not going on the principal that you owe, is actually going on the interest rate. So the bank is making all that money and you're losing. So it's a good idea to pay that off first. I've used both of them interchangeably to pay off some debts that I've had in the past. The third strategy that I wanted to mention, but it is velocity banking. And let me tell you something, I've started to try it. It is a game changer. And what it is, it helps you to pay the debt off faster. So I'm not going to go into deep details of all the options for velocity banking, but I'll use one example. Let's use a credit card. So let's say you have a credit card balance of $5,000 and that credit card has a 33.5% interest. The majority of your payment that you're making each month is going strictly towards interest. The bank is making a killing and you are dying. So dying financially, that is. Have a credit card that's offering you a 10% interest rate, and they're going to give you a 10% interest rate. Let's say it's temporary. Let's say the interest rate is for 18 to 24 months. Take advantage of that 10% credit card. Transfer the $5,000 balance from that 33.5% credit card onto that 10% credit card. Now, what have you done? You've already dropped your interest rate by 23%. In addition to that, now you're going to pay this debt off even faster. Now that you have used the ebook with the budget template to show you how to reduce your expenses, let's say you have a cash flow, which means leftover. Now that you've reduced your expenses, paid all your bills, you find that you have an extra $500 per month. You're going to take that $500 per month and put it on that credit card. In addition to that $500 per month, you're using that same credit card. And instead of paying your light, your water, your grocery, your gas with the cash that you normally would use the credit card to pay for it. Hear me out, because you're going to say, but I'm putting on debt. Hear me out. You're going to take that money that you would normally pay cash for or straight from your checking account for those things. So let's say your light is 100, your water is 100, the cell phone is 100, gas is 200. So now we're at $500, right? So that's 500 plus the 500 you already have as your cash flow. You now have $1,000 that you are putting on that credit card. When you dump that 1,000 on that credit card, you have met the minimum requirement, the minimum payment requirement. Let's say the minimum payment was $150. You've met that. But what you have just done, yes, it was a 10% interest rate. You already dropped it 23% by switching it to a 10% card. But you have just dumped $1,000 onto this credit card. You have reduced your interest rate even more because you've made this lump sum payment. Okay? And you've reduced the debt. So that balance was $5,000. You just put $1,000 on there. You reduced it by $1,000. You repeat the next cycle the following month. Your balance is going down faster because you're paying less on interest and you're putting that same $1,000 every month. That $5,000 will be paid off in about 10 months or less. I'm going to do another video, explaining a little more in depth about velocity banking. But I just wanted to share with you the three options: snowball, avalanche, and velocity to reduce your debt fast. Next thing you need to do for your effective money management system is to increase your income. There has to be ways that you can increase off, and to be honest, it is not safe to have one stream of income. It is a good idea to have another stream of income. Like, I'm a nurse, and in healthcare, you can work a per diem job. Whether it's a nurse, LPN, CNA, respiratory therapist, you can work per diem at another facility, at another hospital, where per diem meaning you're not a part-time worker, but you work a few days per month. You have an agreement with the hospital, like a contract, or I'll work 2 shifts per month or 3 per month, whatever the options that they have available. And that's an additional income. You could also work for Uber or you can work at another part-time job. In addition to a part-time job, you can create a side business. There may be skills that everybody has skills. There's a skill that you have that somebody needs. Maybe you bake, you can sell that. Maybe you alter clothing. There's a friend of ours who does alterations. When I get clothing that for my daughter, when we need clothing to be altered, we immediately go straight to her. And that's just a little side business. She has a regular job, but that's something that she does on the side. She also bakes. She bakes bread. And when you look at the cost of groceries right now, people go to her for the fresh homemade bread, which is healthier than what we're getting in the store anyway. So you may be doing lawn service. Just so many different options that you can do as a side hustle, a side business, things that you can do online as a virtual assistant, doing web development, web design. You can use Canva and create things for people who don't have the time to do it and have a digital business, digital product business. So there's a lot of things that you can do to bring in additional income. Just don't sit out there having one stream of income, especially the times that we're living in when people are being laid off here and there in the masses. You need to have an additional stream of income to protect and secure yourself. And finally, stay motivated. I can't emphasize that enough. It is easy to get hype at the beginning and you start, and then life just gets in the way and different problems arise. You will have problems. That's just life. But you have to stay motivated. And the best way to do it is to watch channels like mine on YouTube, where we talk about financial literacy, financial stability, financial independence, and freedom. Watch other channels like this as well, where you're constantly learning and getting motivated by people who are doing it, who are working towards their goal. Some have already achieved it. I'm working towards it. I've achieved some, but there's a lot more that I want to do. And do you see these books behind me? Yeah, read books by people who have already accomplished and achieved what you are trying to achieve. It helps to keep you motivated. I have some great books back here for some great authors, people who have YouTube channels, have podcasts that I listen to. Listen to podcasts while you're driving in the car. When I'm driving to work, I have a good little distance to get to work. I listen to podcasts. I listen to these different speakers and content creators and authors who inspire me because they have already achieved what I'm trying to achieve. They also, some of them may have courses, they may have eBooks. In addition to that, they may have community and memberships that you can join and participate in with other like-minded people that'll help to keep you motivated. So I hope you were able to get some really good insight and some tips that can help you have an effective money management system, aka budget, and get your money together. At our age, being over 40, over 50, we need to have our act together. And so having an effective money management system at any age, to be honest, will be great. But especially when you're older, 40s and 50s like myself, we have to have it together. Retirement is around the corner, and we want to be able to enjoy our lives on the journey to retirement. Again, my name is Dion, aka D of Dee-Lightful Wealth Creation. Thank you so much for joining today. Please don't forget to click on the link in the description box below to get your free ebook, to get your financial house in order. And until next time, take care.